Chosen one, listen closely. Take a deep breath, and let your spirit settle. Because the message you're about to hear isn't random. It's not just another video. And it's definitely not something you clicked by mistake. This is a divine appointment. You've been carrying something inside you that is bigger than you can fully explain. It's not just emotions. It's not just a personality. It's not just a gift. It's cosmic power. The kind of power that makes people stare at you, then switch up on you. The kind of power that makes strangers feel drawn to you, then secretly jealous of you. The kind of power that makes the room shift when you enter, even if you don't speak. And here's the truth most people don't understand. The world was not ready for you before. That's why you were delayed. That's why you were hidden. That's why you were misunderstood. Because if you had been revealed too early, they would have tried to destroy what they didn't understand. Chosen one, if you've ever felt like, why do I keep going through so much? Why does life keep pressing me? Why do I feel different even when I try to fit in? It's because heaven wasn't punishing you. Heaven was protecting you. So if you're ready, I want you to listen all the way through. Because by the end of this message, you won't just feel inspired. You'll feel activated. And if you're part of the chosen ones, type in the comments, I am ready now. Chosen one, you didn't become powerful. You were born powerful. Your power isn't something you learned from people. Your power isn't something society handed you. Your power didn't come from money, clout, or connections. It came from the Most High. And it's cosmic because it's not limited to one area of your life. It's not just talent. It's not just intelligence. It's an energy, a presence, a spiritual frequency. When you walk in a room, people feel something. Even if you're quiet. Even if you're humble. Even if you're just trying to mind your own business. Your spirit speaks before your mouth does. That's why some people instantly respect you. And others instantly compete with you. Because your power triggers what's hidden inside them. Your cosmic power has layers. You carry insight that people can't explain. You see through masks without trying. You feel spiritual atmospheres instantly. You walk with authority even when you feel nervous. You bounce back from pain that would have destroyed others. And what makes it cosmic is that it doesn't stay at one level. It grows. It expands. It evolves. That's why your old self feels like a different person. That's why your past mindset feels too small now. That's why you can't return to old versions of you. Because this power was designed to keep rising. And chosen one, hear me. The world wasn't ready for this level of you before. Let's talk about it. Why were you hidden? Why were you isolated? Why did things take so long? Because your destiny was too loud to reveal early. If you had been fully exposed back then, you would have been surrounded by wolves wearing friendly faces. Some people only love you when you're small. Some people only support you when you're struggling. Some people only cheer for you when they can feel above you. But when your power rises, they panic. And heaven knows that. So God hid you. Not because you were forgotten, but because you were sacred. You were being matured in private. You were being strengthened in silence. You were being prepared away from distraction. And yes, it hurt. Because you felt like you were missing out. You felt like people were living life while you were stuck waiting. You felt like you were behind. But you weren't behind. You were being built. And now you're starting to realize that some delays were actually protection. Some closed doors were heaven saying, not yet, they can't handle you. Because some rooms couldn't contain your growth. Some friendships couldn't survive your elevation. Some spaces couldn't handle your frequency. So God moved you away. So you could become who you truly are. Chosen one, listen carefully. Because what I'm about to say might be the reason you've felt different your entire life. Not different in a way that makes you better than people, but different in a way that makes you feel like you were never fully made to blend in. Like no matter how hard you tried, no matter how much you softened your voice, No matter how much you smiled to make others comfortable, you still felt like you were standing out without trying. And that's because you weren't created to be common. You were created to be cosmic. You carry a power that isn't just human confidence. It's not just intelligence. It's not just being emotionally aware. This is something deeper, something spiritual, something ancient, something that doesn't even have words in normal conversation. You are carrying an atmosphere, a frequency, a spiritual signature, and the proof of it has been showing up in your life since the beginning. So let me walk you through the signs. And as I speak, I want you to pay attention to what resonates in your spirit. Because you're not watching this by accident. You're hearing this because heaven is confirming something you already knew deep down. Chosen one. Some people grow up and only later start asking spiritual questions. But you? Even when you were young, you could feel that life had layers. You weren't satisfied with surface-level thinking. Even as a child, you may have felt like, why do people act fake? Why do people follow crowds so easily? Why does the world feel so heavy? Why do I feel emotions so deeply? You didn't always have the language for it. But you knew something was off. And many times, you felt like an outsider. Not because you wanted to be rebellious, but because your spirit couldn't pretend. Your soul couldn't fake happiness in shallow spaces. Your heart couldn't laugh at what wasn't funny. Your energy couldn't sit comfortably around what wasn't real. And it made people treat you like you were too serious, too quiet, too deep, too sensitive. But chosen one, you weren't too sensitive. You were spiritually alive in a world that was spiritually asleep. That's cosmic power. Chosen one. This one is real. There have been moments where you felt something coming. And you couldn't explain why. You sensed shifts. You sensed betrayal. You sensed separation. You sensed when someone wasn't genuine. And you tried to ignore it. Because you didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to be paranoid. You didn't want to assume the worst. But then it happened exactly the way you felt it would. And you sat there thinking, how did I know? Chosen one, that's discernment. That's spiritual perception. That's the gift of sight beyond sight. It's like God placed a spiritual radar inside of you. And that radar has saved you from things you didn't even realize were traps. Sometimes it's the reason you suddenly stopped trusting someone. Sometimes it's the reason you randomly changed plans. Sometimes it's the reason you didn't go somewhere that later became dangerous. That's not coincidence. That's cosmic protection. Chosen one. This is the one that confuses people the most. Because you didn't do anything. You didn't insult anybody. You didn't try to compete with anybody. But still, people act strange around you. They get quiet. They become nervous. They start performing. They start trying to impress you. They start trying to test you. And you're sitting there thinking, what did I do? You didn't do anything, chosen one. Your presence is just powerful. Your energy exposes what's hidden. So if someone carries insecurity, they feel it louder around you. If someone carries jealousy, it rises when you enter. If someone carries guilt, they start projecting it on you. Because cosmic power brings light. And light always reveals what darkness is trying to hide. That's why some people instantly love you. And others instantly hate you. Because your presence forces the truth to rise. Chosen one. Your life is evidence of this. You attract favor. But you also attract unnecessary battles. Sometimes you'll have moments where God opens doors so quickly it shocks you. Opportunities. Help from strangers. Random blessings. Divine connections. But right after that, here comes the attack. Here comes confusion. Here comes drama. Here comes someone switching up. Here comes betrayal. Here comes an unexpected loss. And you're thinking, why does it always happen like this? Because cosmic power is noticeable in both realms. Heaven recognizes you. And darkness recognizes you too. You are not crazy for feeling like you've been spiritually targeted. Your destiny is loud. And when a destiny is loud, it attracts resistance. But here's the good news. The fact that you are still standing means every attack failed. You survived it. You outlasted it. That means heaven has already proven you're chosen. Chosen one. You are not the same person you were 2 years ago. You don't talk the same. You don't think the same. You don't tolerate the same. And this isn't you becoming arrogant. This is you evolving. Cosmic power does not remain stagnant. It expands. So every season you go through, you shed something. You shed old habits, old friends, old ways of thinking, old versions of yourself. And sometimes that shedding hurts. Because you miss the old days. You miss the old laughter. You miss the old connections. But you can't stay there. Because the old version of you was built for survival. And the new version of you is built for destiny. This is why you feel unrelatable sometimes. It's because you can't pretend to be who you used to be. You can't shrink back into the old shape. Your spirit already outgrew that container. Chosen one. Do you ever have moments where you just want to be alone? Like you don't hate people, but you need distance. You don't want to explain. You don't want to talk. You don't want to be seen. You just want to go silent. And people don't understand that about you. They think you're ignoring them. They think you're depressed. They think you're rude. But chosen one, you're not any of those things. You're recalibrating. Because cosmic power needs solitude. Your spirit processes deeply. And when you've been around too many energies, your soul needs to cleanse. This is why isolation has followed you. Not because God wanted to punish you, but because you needed space to upgrade. Your resets are not breakdowns. They're spiritual updates. Chosen one. This one is painful. Because you love deeply. When you care all the way. When you give fully. When you commit with loyalty. And because of that, you've been hurt by people who don't know how to love like you. People who use love as a tool. People who love for benefits. People who love when it's convenient. But your love is different. Your love is spiritual. Your love is pure. That's cosmic power too. Because not everyone carries a heart like yours. And sometimes your heartbreak wasn't because you were foolish. It was because you were rare in a common environment. But hear me. Do not let betrayal turn you cold. Let it turn you wise. But never let it turn you bitter. Because your love is still your weapon. The right people will value it. Chosen one. You may have noticed this recently. You can't tolerate nonsense anymore. Conversations that used to entertain you now feel exhausting. Crowds that used to excite you now feel draining. Drama that people enjoy now feels disgusting. Because your spirit is changing. And you're becoming more sensitive to what is not aligned. That's a major sign of spiritual elevation. Your soul is rejecting what isn't meant for you. This is why you've been pulling away. Not because you're antisocial. Because you're being refined. Chosen one. Have you ever felt like you're meant for something greater? But you couldn't fully explain it? You feel it when you wake up. You feel it when you're alone. You feel it when you're watching others live small. It's like something inside you whispers. There's more. You're not here for average. This isn't all you were made for. That is the call. That is your spirit remembering the assignment. You were not born just to work, pay bills, and disappear. You were born to make impact. You were born to shift lives. You were born to carry something that changes atmospheres. That is cosmic purpose. Chosen one. This sign right here is undeniable. With everything you've been through, you should be broken. You should be bitter. You should be hateful. You should be cold. You should be numb. But you're not. You still believe in God. You still want love. You still want peace. You still want truth. You still want purpose. That's not weakness. That's power. That means something divine is protecting your heart. Because only a chosen spirit survives pain and still remains soft. Only a cosmic vessel gets attacked this much and still carries light. Chosen one. If you related to even half of those signs, then you're not imagining it. You're not crazy. You're not too much. You are simply carrying what most people can't understand. You carry cosmic power. And the reason the world wasn't ready before is because you were still becoming the person who could handle it. But now your spirit is waking up stronger. Now your discernment is sharper. Now your identity is solid. Now you are stepping into your true spiritual weight. So comment this right now. I carry cosmic power. Because the moment you agree with heaven, your next season begins. Chosen one. The truth is, people weren't ready for you. They weren't ready for your wisdom. They weren't ready for your confidence. They weren't ready for your purity. They weren't ready for your intensity. Because your energy exposes lies. Your energy reveals hidden motives. Your energy burns fake masks. So what do people do when they can't control something powerful? They try to label it. You're too quiet. You're too intense. You think you're better. You changed. You're too spiritual. You're too emotional. But chosen one, you didn't change. You awakened. And the old version of you made people comfortable. Because the old you was easy to predict, easy to manipulate, easy to ignore. But now you carry authority. Now you carry boundaries. Now you carry discernment. And people who live in low energy can't survive around high energy. That's why you got betrayed. That's why you got abandoned. That's why you got misunderstood. Because some people don't want you to shine. They want you to stay small so they can feel big. But heaven didn't create you to stay small. Chosen one. I know you didn't ask for the pain. I know you didn't ask for the pressure. I know you didn't ask for the loneliness. But let me tell you what it did for you. It made you unbreakable. Because some people only have confidence because life was easy. But you have strength because life tried to destroy you. And you still stood up. Your pain trained your spirit to carry weight. Your tears sharpened your discernment. Your disappointments built your boundaries. Your betrayals made you wise. Your losses made you pray harder. And now, you're not the same person. You don't beg anymore. You don't chase anymore. You don't force connections anymore. Because something in you matured. And that maturity is power. Cosmic power isn't just light. It's endurance. It's stability. It's knowing who you are even when life shakes you. Chosen one, something is shifting. And you can feel it. You might not even have the words for it. But you feel the tension. It's like you're standing between two worlds. The old life you've outgrown. And the new life that's calling your name. Your spirit is restless. Your soul is craving alignment. You're starting to feel allergic to low vibration people. You're starting to feel tired of proving yourself. You're starting to want peace more than attention. That's a sign. Because when cosmic power activates, your desires change. What used to excite you no longer satisfies you. What used to matter now feels meaningless. And you start seeking purpose, truth, real love, real growth, real mission. Chosen one, this is the shift. Heaven is repositioning you. Because your next season cannot be built on your old foundation. So God is shaking things loose. Not to harm you, but to free you. Now listen. This is where many chosen ones fail. Not because they aren't gifted, but because they don't know how to manage their own power. Cosmic power is dangerous without discipline. Because you can carry light and still destroy your life with impatience. You can be anointed and still sabotage with fear. You can be chosen and still ruin your destiny by reacting emotionally. So here's the test heaven gives the chosen one. Can you stay pure when you're provoked? Can you stay calm when people misunderstand you? Can you stay silent when your ego wants to prove? Can you stay focused when distractions come? Chosen one. Your power isn't proven by how loud you are. It's proven by how steady you are. Your enemies want you emotional. Your enemies want you impulsive. Your enemies want you distracted. But your destiny requires you to be grounded. So if you want to pass the test, stop reacting to everything. Move in silence. Pray in private. Let God defend you publicly. Chosen one, let's activate. Not just motivate. Activate. Because you didn't come here just to feel good for 10 minutes. You came here to rise. Here's what you do now. Protect your energy like a treasure. You cannot be available to everyone. Stop giving access to people who drain you. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Stop shrinking to stay accepted. Your energy is sacred. Create space for God to speak. Turn down the noise. Less scrolling. Less arguing. Less chasing. More silence. More prayer. More listening. Your next instruction is coming. Stop doubting yourself. Chosen one, you are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time. You were delayed because you were protected. Take the step you keep avoiding. There's something on your heart. A project. A change. A decision. And fear keeps delaying it. But heaven is saying, move. Even if it's small. Even if it's imperfect. Move. Because your power increases when you obey. Stay consistent. Cosmic power multiplies through consistency. Your calling doesn't need your perfection. It needs your commitment. Chosen one. Your next season is not quiet. Your next season is not hidden. Your next season is not small. The reason the world wasn't ready before is because your impact is going to be undeniable. Some people are about to watch you rise and say, wait, this was inside them the whole time? Yes. And you were patient. You didn't force it. You didn't rush it. You didn't compromise your soul to get it early. You waited for God's timing. And now, your glow up is spiritual. Your elevation is divine. Your breakthrough is deserved. And what makes it even more powerful is that your success won't just bless you. It will heal your bloodline. It will inspire the broken. It will remind people God is real. Your life will become a testimony. Not because you were perfect, but because you survived what should have ended you. Alright, chosen one. I want you to breathe slowly. And I want you to speak this out loud. Even if your voice shakes. Even if tears come. Say, I was hidden for a reason. I was delayed for protection. What's in me is bigger than what tried to break me. I am not ordinary. I carry cosmic power from God. I will not shrink. I will not fear. I will not self-sabotage. My time is now. And the world will witness what God placed on my life. Yes. Now type in the comments. The world is ready now. Chosen one. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're not weak. You're being revealed. And the ones who doubted you will have to watch God prove you. If this message hit your spirit, don't ignore it. Like this video so this message reaches other chosen ones. Subscribe if you're part of this divine family. And share this with someone who's been feeling the shift. Because chosen one, your cosmic power is not a myth. It's not imagination. It's not coincidence. It's calling. And your next season is about to change everything. Amen. Chosen one, before you go, I want to speak to the givers, the ones whose hearts feel called to pour back into the vessel that pours into them. If this message awakened you, if it strengthened you, if it spoke to your spirit in a way only heaven could orchestrate, then I invite you, only if your heart feels led, to sow a $1 seed into this channel. Not because God needs it, but because giving is a spiritual law. A small seed carries big obedience. And God multiplies what is given with pure intention. Your $1 keeps this ministry alive, keeps the messages flowing, and helps this word reach the next chosen one who needs it. If you feel that nudge in your spirit, if you feel that gentle pull, you can plant your $1 seed using the link in the description. And if you can't or don't feel led, you are still loved, still seen, and still covered. Blessings to every giver, and blessings to every listener. Your seed moves heaven in ways you may never see. But God sees it all.